All right, welcome back. So I want to talk to you a little bit more about list pendants. We have other videos on this platform about list pendants. Uh, list pendants is Latin for lawsuits, something like that. Again, I always butcher it, so don't worry about it. It's just a Latin phrase that says foreclosure is coming. Okay, and it's massive opportunity. It's a massive opportunity. It's how I started in the game 20 years ago. It's still a massive opportunity because I think over 140,000 foreclosures has been filed this year alone. Okay, uh, sadly, but that represents opportunities for people who are willing to flip such situation into profit in real estate because somebody's going to do it, right? But we're talking about flipping, we're talking about wholesaling, of course, we're talking about finding deeply discounted properties. What is wholesale? Real quick, a quick recap. Wholesale real estate is the business of finding deeply discounted properties, securing them under contract, and assigning that contract to an end buyer, usually an investor, for a fee. And finding deeply discounted properties, you can use many other many methods. Okay, one of the methods is to go after a list of list pendings. Okay, some people spell it as Pendes. Others spell it as Pendens. It's the same thing as essentially. Okay, essentially the same thing. Okay, so but what is list pendings? Again, what it means is pending lawsuit, foreclosure lawsuits. Okay, somebody stopped payment. They stopped payment on a mortgage, on a piece of property, on a lien against a piece of property. They stop payment. Now, this is typically, for the most part, a bank, a mortgage bank. They don't want properties. They want their money. Okay, they don't want properties. They simply want their money. And sometimes they use collection activities, right, to find this money. And most times they're always open to negotiations. Okay, most time they're open to negotiation. So so why am I saying that? Because again, we're looking for properties, deeply discounted properties. Why? Because that's how we make money. We're looking for the deeply discounted properties, create built-in equity that you can now share with others for a fee. Or you can keep it for your own portfolio and build a portfolio of rental properties with built-in equity, as opposed to what everybody else does. Everybody else will simply go out to a realtor, a conventional real estate agent, and they will put a bid on a property that's marked at retail price. You have you have the luxury of this information. So, and you don't have to do that. All right? You don't have to do that. That's what we're talking about. So now, how to use listen pendings to find motivated sellers? Well, who said finding motivated sellers? Yes, finding motivated sellers is essentially how we find these deals because nobody in their normal right mind would just want to give you a property that's worth $100,000. Nobody's want to is gonna want to give you that kind of property for $65,000. Well, on a normal day, they wouldn't want to do that, right? So, so why would they want to give it to you today? Is because they are a motivated seller. A motivated seller have a reason beyond your understanding, probably beyond their own personal understanding. For some reason, they're in a desperate situation, in a dicey situation. A property that may be valuable to them is affecting their books in a negative way, and they need to get rid of it. And that's what we're talking about. Okay. And what kind of dicey situation? Okay, their name is on the list pendings. They are facing foreclosure. They can no longer afford to keep up to this property. They tried to become a landlord. That's all. They wanted to be an investor. They ended up being an overglorified landlord. So one of this list that we can go after to find these people is called list pendings. Okay, it's a legal notice. It's distressed sellers. How do you find them? Step two is PropStream. Okay, the link is in the bio, of course, as usual. That's how you find them. Or you can go to your local courthouse and say, hey, I'm looking for a list of people in pre foreclosures or a list of pending lawsuits. people that are late on their mortgage payment. You can manually walk to your courthouse in your local county house and do that, or you can simply use PropStream. The link is on the screen. All right. So if we're inside of PropStream, the list looks a little something like this. If you go here, in Hillside, New Jersey, let me use something else. Let's use, I'm thinking Orange, New Jersey. No, I don't like that. Let me use Piscataway, New Jersey. Piscataway, New Jersey. All right, that's more of a more decent neighborhood, right? Uh-oh, let me see. Did I get that right? Yep. So we'll go under filter. This is PropStream. There are 13 auctions. 13 bank-owned properties. Bankruptcy 34. Cash buyers 527. Divorce 2. Failed listings. These are gold mine, right? The list we're looking for that's synonymous to list pendings is called pre-foreclosure. This list right here. When I click on it, then I close this guy, and then we can basically see a list of 68 pieces of properties. Okay, and these properties are facing, they're on the list pendings list. It was this one was recorded as far back as the 10th of June 2024. Notice of, what does it say? So let me click into this property right here. Let's use this as an example. Pre-foreclosure detail, right? Notice of document type, notice of list pendings. All right, and this was filed as far back as 24. Now, they might have paid up and been out of problem, but it doesn't mean. Have you ever tried to pay up a bill? I've been there. Okay, where you're trying to pay bills, you're catching up, but for the next 2 years, you're still stressed out financially. And somebody now comes up and say they want to buy a house that's part of the problems, and you're just in the right position, the right timing. So you can see this name here. You can skip trace this name from inside of PropStream. Okay, and again, they have tutorials to guide you through that process. You just have to explore PropStream. That's list pendings right there. Okay, so that's an example. All right, you simply reach out. You want to reach out to these people, I will use postcards. Okay, I will use postcards. Postcards is a form of inbound marketing. It's just snail mail. And the way you set it up, you can set it all up inside of a PropStream. They will send out the postcards to these pieces. You can make sure you send at least, if I was going to do this, I will send at least 100 at a time. So this list has 68. I will go to another town next door and make sure it's at least 100 that I'm sending at any point in time. And I will send at least 100 every week. And that's what I did the first 6 months in the business, that I was able to do a deal, and something I did constant. So I do it all digital marketing now. I did some bandit signs, those signs on the thing too, on the pole, the electric pole that says we buy houses. I did some of those. I closed a lot of deals from those as well. And then of course, over time, people get to know what you do. They refer people that need to sell quickly to you as well. So I also close some deals from that. All right, so that's the second segment that I wanted to cover today. That's list pendings. List pendings continue to be a gold mine, especially now that a lot of tire landlords are getting in more and more and more trouble. A lot of people are buying properties right there where they're breaking even, and before one or two life events happens to them, before they know it, it's too late. They're in trouble, and they're now looking for a way to get rid of the problem. And if you know this business, then you become a source of those type of deals, directly, indirectly, outbound, inbound, either way, same thing. All right, so on this next segment or video, if you will, I'm going to talk about assignment deals. I'm going to explain what assignment deals are, and then we'll take you from there. So do me a favor, if you're getting value from this, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified every time we go live or drop videos, because I will continue to do this. Like I said, on this channel, we have 1,300 videos already. We're not going to stop anytime soon, but you also don't want to miss out, because you never know when the right information will come at you. All right, so I'll be right back. I have one more thing I wanted to share with you. I'll be right back.